Hello, everyone. Good to see you again. Well, it's July. That means uh, in the North Hemisphere, we're having the peak summer. Then in the Southern Hemisphere, people are having crisp winter, of course. However, no matter where you are, the month of July has many celebrations, holidays, festivals, carnivals, and many other uh, kind of like annual or somewhat traditional activities. But today, uh, I guess I'm repeating some of them again because July comes every year, of course, and July is a kind of important month for me, and I guess for many other people as well. So I would like to remind some of those famous holidays or festivals and activities throughout the world, but then because of the time, I probably can introduce four or five different kind of things which you may know about them. Okay, here they are. First of all, well, when you think about July and the United States, almost everyone, not absolutely everyone, but almost, or the most people who are familiar with the United States say uh, the 4th of July, the American Independence Day. But before that, July 1st, it is called, July 1st is Canada Day. Uh, that's in the, okay, uh, the northern tip of the American continent. This day marks uh, kind of like a monumental uh, milestone in history, the anniversary of the Constitutional Act of 1867 in Canada. And on this day, the separate colonies, um, Canada, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick united into a single dominion within the British Empire. Then it was I would say, essentially the birth of modern Canada. Well, how do they celebrate? Well, some of my relatives in Canada always invite me. Well, they used to invite me to join them. And once, yes, I was in Toronto during those days. But then, of course, 3 days later, the United States is having the big holiday as well. So it's kind of like a difficult that you travel back and forth within such a short period of time. So I only, I guess, experienced twice, uh, well, Canada days I'm talking about. In Toronto, also the other one was in Vancouver, in British Columbia. So, as little as I know, uh, that's people do to celebrate their Canada Day. Um, they have sort of like a nationwide birthday party of their Canada country, Canada. And from Ottawa, which is the capital, uh, to entire nations. That's you can see uh, red and white, which are the colors of the Canadian national flag, of course. And many people wear red and white. Some people paint their face with the red maple leaf and white background. You see that. And they have their parade, outdoor concerts, carnivals, and in the evening, uh, fireworks everywhere. Okay, well, the day always um, make Canadian people proud of their country, and they sort of like try enjoying the summer day, I guess. Same as almost like many other Independence Days of other countries, but North America becomes very, very busy place during that weekend with Canada Day and the 4th of July of the United States. Oh, also, it is the time for citizenship ceremonies, where new immigrants officially become Canadian citizens and making it really, really a powerful day of the welcoming and the multicultural pride of the nation. Yes. Now let's move on to July 4th. Well, that is only just 3 days later. Canada's neighbor, of course, to the south, celebrate its own national holiday, Independence Day, commonly known as the 4th of July. This holiday commemorates uh, July 4th, 1776. So it means this year they are going to celebrate their, oh wow, 250th special birthday of the country or their Independence Memorial Day. 250 years since its dependence from Britain and many other countries. Now, mm, of course, probably you know that United States officially, well, that is the Congress officially adopted the Declaration of Independence, means declaring freedom from the Great Britain, Kingdom of Great Britain. Now, um, that is also the quite important American summer holiday, and people have, plan really, really ahead of time to do some special activities. Some of them are like a family reunion and grilling the hot dogs and doing the barbecue, American barbecue in the backyard. Uh, and of course, they will make hamburgers and ribs. Usually, people also wear swim wear and often go to the beach or swim if they had their swimming pool. And that night, of course, the entire entire night, sky across the United States uh, gets, you know, light up with firework festivals almost everywhere too. Then, well, also we have parades, uh, marching. Some people get together with other family from all over the places, all over the world, even sometimes. Or people go to their own community churches to have picnics, and it's a lot of fun. And of course, it is hot because it's in July, of course. Then let's move on to July 7th. In Japan, of course, uh, or some eastern part of Asia, they have the Star Festival, usually on July 7th, but then some other countries still use the lunar calendar. Therefore, this is not a holiday, but it is a festive day. Sometimes is celebrated in some, you know, August in some other countries, but in Japan, it's fixed for July 7th. And that's of course, you know, the story came from the old Chinese story. That is the two um, stars. One is the weaver star, representing by Vega. That's Orihime, right? Then the cowherd star, represented by Otter, or call it Hikuboshi. And according to the legend, the Vega or Orihime wove beautiful clothes by the heavenly river, which is the Milky Way. And Hikoboshi or Altair tended to his cows, of course, and oxens. Moo moo, And weaving means like making the cloth. That kind of thing. And they fell in love very deeply and married. But they became so distracted by their love that they neglected their work. And then what happened? Well, the Sky King got angry at them. And the Vega's father, as a punishment, he separated those two lovers or married couple on opposite sides of the Milky Way. And the Milky Way. Then, of course, the weaving star or Hime or the Vega begged her father to let them meet. Then, moved by his daughter's tears, the Sky King allowed them to meet only once a year on the night of July 7th, provided that they're okay. they finish. Okay, the king said, okay, after you finish your work, proper job finished, you can meet at night, only one night, uh, a year. If it rains on that night, the river, the Milky Way, floods. And, well, they cannot cross the river to meet. So people usually wish it's gonna be a fine night. No rain, please, the kind of a thing. But I don't know if rains, what happened to them. I could not find that out. But anyway, there's a bridge once a year on July 7th. Not daytime, but in the evening. And they could meet. How romantic. Kind of like a Romeo and Juliet story of Europe too. Okay, well, this is kind of like a fascinating. But then of course, the long, long time ago, when people using the lunar calendar, of course, they were celebrating this night festival, different time from now, of course. But a more modern solar calendar, um, that's what we use. We just fix it no, July 7th. Yet, um, I noticed that there are two biggest uh, star festival held in Japan. One is in Hiratsuka City in Kanagawa Prefecture. That is July. But Sendai City in Miyagi, uh, they celebrate it. I think it's sometimes August, I believe. So I'm not so sure, but I guess in Kanagawa, they use the solar calendar, and maybe Sendai City uses the lunar calendar. I don't know the truth, but that's how I interpret it. However, there are parts of Japan, including the major cities, celebrate right now on July 7th. That is almost usual thing. And most people know that they make some wishes and write them down on colorful paper strips, then hang them on branches of bamboo, right? But traditionally, I checked it out that actually there are seven types of paper decoration, and each one of them has its own specific meaning. That's a tradition. For example, one is the called paper strips or tanzaku for good handwriting and fulfillment of the wishes, of course. And second is the sort of like streamers, uh, fukinagashi. That is the well, that represents the orihime or Vegas weaving threads, wishing for improvement in crafts and sewing. And the third one is paper cranes or orizuru for family health and the well, long life, whatever, something like that, or happiness. And the fourth one is um purses, kind of a kinchaku. You put money or important things when you go out. It's like bags or handbags today. That's for the financial prosperity and the good business, of course. And the fourth one is uh, trash nets, like a toami. That's for good luck in fishing and harvests to get a lot of crop, such as potatoes, vegetables, corn. In Asia, probably they meant rice. Now, the sixth one is another one is trash bags, kuzukago, for cleanliness and thriftiness. Okay, then the last one is paper kimonos, like kamigoromo, to ward off sickness and improve sewing skills. So they used to sort of make those kind of decoration out of paper. But today, well, almost anything goes, I guess. And um, some places like a Hokkaido, people dress up like a Vega or Altair, uh, weaving princess or uh, cowherd man, and walk around singing the song, and uh, people, adults, sort of like give those singing children dressed up Tanabata, uh, give some snacks and stuff that I heard. It's almost like a Halloween kind of thing, but then it's not practiced in the mainland of Japan or southern part or central part of Japan. Not everywhere, but I guess people could adapt to that, which is also practiced in the United States, in the Korean communities or Vietnamese communities, Chinese communities, and Taiwanese communities usually do that kind of parade dressed up in the costume of the Vega and Altair, the little boys and the girls. And they walk around on the streets, community, little towns. Then children collect some of their snacks by singing songs. Okay, now next one is let's move on to Europe now. July 14th. That's called Bastille Day in France. That is well, formerly called La Fête Nationale, means the national celebration, or simply 14 juillet, means the 14th of July. But it has also another name, Bastille Day. Okay, well, this day commemorates of uh, storming of Bastille in 1789. So that means the American holiday, the 4th of July, started 1776. Bastille Day was in 1789. So American independence uh, was um, earlier than French Revolution. Okay. Now, Bastille was the sort of a medieval fortress and prison that symbolized the absolute power of the French monarchy at that time. Then, of course, the French Revolution. That means ordinary people of France started that they say, we don't want to have any monarchy system. So let's get rid of the king and the queen. Okay. And they were guillotined and died. It started from the ordinary citizens of France. So, really, it's democracy. And also, that's the same for the American Independence Day. They did not want to be restricted by the royal family of England. And they said, we don't need the royal family. We have to have our own government selected by us, the ordinary people, and the ordinary person will become the president, and we are going to, uh, make this country equal for everyone. So again, that's started with citizens or the ordinary people, not from the top people. Okay, now in France, of course, they have the military parade down the Avenue du Champs-Élysées. That is very, very beautiful too. And well, uh, the president would usually make a special speech, and uh, they will show the jets making the three color smokes, which are French color, tricolors, tricouleur, uh, blue, white, and red. And at night, of course, it gets a lot of festivals until morning. And one of the very, very unique ones are those firefighters balls. That's kind of interesting. You've got to see that if you wanted to understand what it is, because I don't know how to uh, prescribe. Um, I would say describe. I'm sorry. I don't know how to describe it in words very much. Although I've seen it several times, of course, because I used to live there. And also people would eat traditional French food. What are they? Of course, bread, wine, cheese, and etc. Okay. And the people also enjoy dancing and reminds of their freedom from their royal family. Yes. Then, July 18th, let's move to the Mandela Day. Do you know Mandela? Uh, Mr. Nelson Mandela. He was the first black uh, president of South Africa. Mm. And the July 18th, the Mandela's Day is Nelson Mandela International Day officially, and declared by the United Nations in 2009. So, which is a fairly new holiday, but it is recognized all over the world. And the people try participate in celebrating the equality of all people of the world. So, why July 18? Because it is the birthday of Nelson Mandela. So, okay, so we what people sort of like celebrated to remember the former president of South Africa, uh, President Nelson Mandela. That's Nelson Mandela's Day, July 18. Well, Day, uh, people would do quite unique things in especially South Africa. Uh, they exactly sort of like a dedicate 67 minutes of their time to public service or helping others. Because Mandela Foundation asked around the world to do that. That is the why 67, because Mandela spent 67 years of his life fighting for uh, the human rights and the social justice and the equality. Those three things. He fought for 67 years. That's why on this day, people work for others or serve for public services for communities for exactly 67 minutes. Isn't that wonderful? I don't see anybody would do that in Japan. I don't know. That would be probably very, very good. But I don't know. Life in Japan is sometimes too busy. So now, um, next. Well, I don't have next anymore. That's concluding. Well, some of the like a public services, service work activities that would have been kind of like sharing the food. They'll bring the food to the post office workers, the bank working people, or teachers, or people would clean the beaches, the parks, or the streets, or they will trim flowers, the prune trees, and clean the rivers and swamps or ponds or you name it. Okay, so I would say um, let's have wonderful July. All right. And if you could find any time to search for any of those holidays or activities, try doing that. Because my information today, I said, I don't know if everything was the truth. I searched it and checked it, but then sometimes the sources could be wrong. Anyway, happy July, everyone. See you next time. Take care of yourself. Okay. Um, I hope we're not gonna have too many typhoons or too hot days, but we never know. Okay. Aloha. Oi.